Package. While I never found the Leopard 1 very interesting, the same cannot be said about its anti-air sibling. This model kit of the Flakpanzer Gepard would very early on become a sort of grail model to me, one that I would find in the wild only once. On that occasion though, all my resources would instead go into a very expensive resin kit of a different subject. I found this one instead via online auction. The instructions are typical Tamiya of the late 70s, with some black and white photos and a paint and markings guide for 2 vehicles, both in olive drab. There are 2 copies of the instructions, one in Japanese and one in English and German, as well as a note on the dangers of heating plastic. The turret is kind of different as tanks go and has been a favorite of model makers in the movie industry. It houses 2 radar systems, 2 automatic cannons and 2 crew, commander and gunner. Lower hull looks similar to that of the Leopard but is stamped Gepard. The upper hull is quite different from the Leopard, especially the front corners. There should be a larger gap between the 3rd and 4th road wheel, but if I recall correctly this is still accurate for the prototype vehicle. The tracks are of the old school kind that requires melting pins. Remember the warning about heating plastic? Out of 4 sprues, 3 are unique to the Gepard. These 2 have the turret details. Here we'll find the exterior details of the turret body, and the interior parts for the rear of the turret, as well as the visually prominent search radar antenna. Next sprue has the targeting radar, gun pods and gun barrels. The 3rd sprue has Gepard specific hull details, like the rear extended to house extra batteries for the radar and fire control systems. The mesh for the engine air intake is not the soft kind usually provided for turret baskets and the like. Maybe it's metal. The decal sheet is rather Spartan, but then again I don't know much about Cold War German markings. The last sprue, not counting the polycaps, has the running gear details and is the same as for the Leopard. When finished, I would like to display this Gepard alongside the Leopard A4 and the early model IV if I can find one of those. Like the Leopard, the Gepard was also released in a larger 1/16 scale version, both static and remote controlled. All these parts fits back in the box on the first go. Amazing! What is your grail kit? Answer in the comments.